Welcome back. New Jersey Governor Christie sounding the alarm on the state of America, saying we've become an entitlement nation.
Because when the American people no longer believe that this is a place where only their willingness to work hard and to act with honor and integrity and ingenuity determines their success in life, then we'll have a bunch of people sitting on a couch waiting for their next government check.
Well, our next guest says that sense of entitlement is the single biggest threat to businesses today. Brad Hams is the former president of Mrs. Fields Cookies in Mexico and the author of Ownership Thinking. And sorry, Allison, he did not bring cookies. We will have to find some elsewhere. Good to see you, Brad.
Thanks.
Is this sense of entitlement something that has gotten worse overnight, or has it gradually been creeping in over the last couple of decades?
Yeah, I think it's something that's gotten worse and worse over the last several generations, but we reached a tipping point, I think, not too long ago, where people's expectations are just whacked as it relates to what they're going to get and what they have to contribute to get it.
And who's the first line of defense here? I mean, is it the parents that are responsible for stopping this cycle, or more importantly, the government? Which is it?
Well, I think it's both. I think it starts with parents and children.
Okay.
And one of the culprits in all this, I think, is the self-esteem movement. And, you know, we've been led to believe as parents that it's our responsibility to give self-esteem to our kids.
Build that up.
Yeah, but we do it by trying to give it to them. And there's only one way you can get self-esteem, and that is you have to earn it.
And you have some tips this morning on how to stop this cycle, and one is from a business perspective, as you are a business consultant, and those tips start with, in the business world, one, teach employees how companies work. Does that mean everyone across the board, or just your top management folks, or everyone needs to know how this company works?
Everyone, bottom to top, needs to understand how businesses work and how they make money, in part because if they don't understand that, they make mistakes, and they also make assumptions. You know, when you ask employees what the profit percent is in their company, they'll often say things like 50%, which is nuts. Closer to 5% is typical.
So employees need a more broad perspective rather than more macro than micro.
Right.
Focus on key performance indicators. How so?
Well, we tend to focus on financial statements in business, and most employees don't understand those. So what we really need to focus on are the measurable activities that go on day to day. Employees can understand that, and then we can, such as scrap or rework or labor efficiency, billable time, things of that nature. Okay,
and you also need to incentivize the organization's financial results. I want to skip forward to the second tips, which are raising your children. To me, that is so important. You can't let this start early, and your first tip is praise work ethic and result, not characteristics. Describe that, though, to parents.
Well, I think we tend to focus on, and because of the self-esteem movement, we focus on how smart our kids are or how good-looking they are or whatever. And we need to focus more on the effort that they're giving towards something and the results that they get from it. Otherwise, they get addicted to praise, and it's praise that's not based on
Very
effort.
important. So when a kid does well on a test, that's because you studied so hard, you worked so hard, not because you're simply so smart. And number two, encourage new and challenging things. Academically, primarily?
No, not necessarily. I just, you know, life is so full of opportunities. There's so many things we can do, and it's people shouldn't grow up being afraid of trying new things. And the only way we get good at something is trying it. I'm a big fan of the phrase, just do it. And I want to teach my kids that. Just do it. Just get out there. And don't expect to be perfect at it right away. It takes time.
Yeah. It's okay to fail.
Absolutely.
Familiarity breeds contempt in that case. Teach that excellence only comes from practice. And I think athletically, for myself, that's something you need to praise. Not that you're a great baseball player, but you practiced hard. How important and why is that so important?
Well, again, because the only way we achieve excellence is by doing it again and again and again. That's called practice. So one of my favorite phrases is practice makes the unnatural natural.
And maybe we can stop this cycle if people read your book, Ownership Thinking, and listen to some of those tips. Brad Hams, good to see you, sir.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks for being here.